I'll be right back. But first, I don't know if y'all can hear me by here. But I don't know. But anyways, what's up, y'all? It's Super Stenson here. My name is Stefan. So I know I'm getting a little bit better with my what's up, y'all. So, cause I'm up here at night before I get this started. But yeah. Oh shoot. So we gonna get into some dark and twisted. Destiny Way! Destiny Way! Oh Jesus. Do you ever ask who stuff is it?
What do you mean?
Cause I think that's supposed to be mamas or daddies. But if you do ask and they say yeah, it's for put in 4 minutes. Well, that's your choice, but put it in 4 minutes though. Oh Jesus, where do I need some food? But anyways, I know. So he got one true Domino's. What's wrong with Domino's? I love Domino's.
A dark and twisted story.
But get y'all owe me a healthy
Once upon a time, I was a delivery driver for Domino's and usually worked the night shift. One foggy night, I was on my way to deliver a pizza to Mr. Mason. No one wanted to deliver to Mr. Mason because 10 years ago, he was accused of killing his wife because she had vanished and the only thing that was ever found was her blood on the kitchen floor, which Mr. Mason claimed came from her cutting herself while chopping veggies. He claimed that she went to the store for bandages but never returned. Mr. Mason was never charged with the murder because there was no proof that she was even dead since there was no body. I had just arrived and rang the doorbell, but there was no answer, so I went to the backyard, and there he was, just staring down at the ground. But the creepy part was, he was talking to it as well. I'm sorry I had to kill you, honey, but you know how much I needed that life insurance money, he said. I was so stunned that I dropped the food as his eyes shifted toward me. I guess I'm going to have to bury you with her, he said, aiming his shotgun. I ran to my car and got the hell out of there, but then I soon noticed him in my rear view, speeding behind me. I called the cops. Thank God, because before I knew it, the man was being pulled over and arrested. And sure enough, they found Mrs. Mason buried in the backyard.
dark web. Dark web.
A dark and twisted story. My best friend, Zachariah, and I had always been warned to never go to the dark web because you never know what was a room that was lit only by candles, and on the wall was a large wooden crucifix that hung in a very creepy way. A man appeared out of the darkness, and he appeared to be some sort of priest. Why did you come to this evil website full of sin? He asked. What in the actual fuck? I replied under my breath. Do not use profanity in the presence of a priest, he yelled. You can hear me? I asked. Yes, and I can see you as well, he replied. But the strange thing was, he never asked me for access to my microphone or my camera.
Y'all telling me that's not nobody sitting right there looking at his. How can you tell me that's an eye? A face? Look at that. Look at that. I'm telling you. Cartoons got secrets too. Look at that. Look at that. It's sitting right there. Oh, so Dark and Twisted got some creepy stuff too. Some kind of secrets.
So how in the hell was he hearing and seeing me? I'm going to ask you once again, why did you come to the dark web? He said, his eyes bulging in a creepy way. I don't know. I guess I was just curious, I replied nervously. You knew this place was evil, but you decided to come here anyway to witness what? Murders, or maybe hire an assassin to kill someone. You are going to hell, young man. I curse you for the rest of the days of your life, he said. But wait, then, before I could finish my sentence, the screen went black. He was gone. Suddenly, I had became extremely tired and a bit sick, so I decided to sleep it off and get some rest. Later that night, I felt a bit better, but that soon changed after I received a telephone.
Ooh, Miss James. Wow. That's the other girl.
Phone call. It was my best friend, Zachariah's mother. Her voice in a somber tone, and I could tell that she had been crying. She said that Zach was dead, and said that she had found him with his face on his desk in a puddle of blood.
That's cool.
I ran over to his house immediately and asked his mother if I could see his room. And on the screen of his computer was the same website I was on, with the same priest just staring at the screen. You are next.
He's next. Creepy, true Uber. Oh, this is an Uber.
arrived. I was just about to sit down, but there was a knife on the seat. "Oh, could you please hand me that?" said the driver. I was just about to cut my apple for lunch, so I handed it to her and sat down. I noticed a bad odor, but I tried to just ignore it as we started to chit-chat about random stuff to pass the time. She seemed really nice and down to earth, but then, oddly, the conversation shifted from innocent "how was your day" stuff to how she had been done wrong by too many men and how she despised all men. She then started talking about how her ex was a total dickhead and how he was cheating on her. I was just happy that I was almost home, but then she told me she had to make a quick stop. She drove down a dark road, then into a graveyard. "What are we doing here?" I asked, but she ignored my question and resumed her talking about how she had to get rid of her boyfriend. But when I asked her where was her boyfriend, she said he's dead. "And where is the body?" I asked. "He's right behind you, inside of the trunk. And I need you to help me bury him. But first, we need to cut him up into pieces." "Excuse me? What in the shiggity-higgity hell is wrong with you?" I said. "If you don't help me, I'll just say that you kidnapped me and made me drive you away 'cause you killed him." "But I didn't," I said. "Your fingerprints are all over the knife I used to kill him with." But little did she know I was recording our entire conversation. Then I texted the cops. When they arrived, I played the recording for them and told them about the body in the trunk. They immediately arrested her, and she was sent away to the crazy house. That woman was nuttier than a Snickers candy bar.
Wow. So she really killed some true Uber. So it's
A dark and twisted true story. 3:26 in the morning, and I was working late at the local diner. All night, I felt a bit creeped out for the simple fact there was a man who had been sitting at one of the tables for the past 7 hours, and I could feel his eyes watching me. When I glanced to look at him, he would look away. And the strange thing was, out of those 7 hours, he only had ordered 1 cup of water, and that was it. Thank God my manager told me that I could go home early since the night was so slow. She announced to the creepy man and the 3 others who were in there that we were closing up for the night. So he left his $1 tip on the table and headed out into the darkness of the night. I wiped down the counters, clocked out, told my manager I was heading off and would see her the next day. Then I walking to my car. When I approached it, I had noticed my tires had been slashed. I had just broke up with my crazy ex-girlfriend, so I figured she was the one who had done it. I said screw it, so I called an Uber to come pick me up. A few short minutes had passed, and my Uber had arrived. Thank you so much for picking me up. No problem, he replied, his voice deep and gritty. I could not see his face, only his eyes in the rearview mirror, and his eyes looked somewhat familiar. I tried to make small talk with him, but the only thing he would talk about was his dead wife. Are you getting ready for the holidays? I said. No, but my dead wife loved the holidays. I found it creepy that this man kept referring to his deceased wife as dead wife instead of just wife. Do you have a lot of dead people in your family? He asked, which of course creeped me out even more. Sure, doesn't everyone? But all he said was, I wonder how it really feels to be dead. Have you ever wondered that? You know, worms and maggots eating your flesh while your dead body is rotting in the ground. What the actual fuck? I didn't even respond to this man. I just anxiously awaited to get home. Then I noticed a knife laying on the floor, and it had tiny pieces of rubber on it, as in rubber from my tires. He must have slashed my tires, then fronted as the Uber driver, and I know that was the case because right at that moment, I got a text saying, your Uber driver is on her way. Want to see a photo of my dead wife, he said. And when he showed me the photo, it was a woman I had seen on the news a few days ago. She had been murdered by her mentally insane husband, a man that was still wanted, a man that was my Uber driver. He turned his head a bit as his face was revealed in the reflection
when
in
I
the
go to the store, I'm
windshield.
gonna buy you them chips. Don't find your chips.
It was the creepy man from the diner. Then the doors locked, and he slammed his foot on the gas, passing up my house. Let me out of here, I yelled.
Wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do.
No, he yelled back. Then he ran a red light, and thank God he did, because before I knew it, we were being
Destiny, no, I just said I'm about to give you something. I'm about to give you them chips after this right here. And it's only like for some seconds.
pulled over by the cops. As soon as they recognized him, they drew their weapons and arrested him. As long as I live, I will never, ever forget those 31 terrifying minutes.
Still outside. I'm trying to
Oh, because you got some money there?
Yeah. Alright, end it right there. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below what's your scary video,
I think I know how to open it.
and see y'all later. Peace. It look like I gotta be here for some reason. People keep saying they be like, oh, it look like I gotta be here.
I think I have scissors, and we can cut this in the shape of the same shape of that key. and we can put it in there and twist it.
Oh, I do look like I got a beard, but peace.